Serious. Thank you and welcome to another episode of the Carolina Otaku Podcast. I am Afro and I'm here with my co-host. Yes,
Lexi.
Go ahead.
You got it this week. Good job.
Shut up. Welcome back, you guys. Yeah, welcome back. I mean, you know how we start these things off. We see how what's everybody been up to. The last time we talked, we know that Lexi was on her travels. She was doing some traveling or on the way to some traveling.
Yeah.
And I haven't been doing shit. Oh, wait. Was I off that week? Was that the week I was off?
No, that was not, because in the last episode I put it, not him, but like, you know, there a little conversation about you being in the fields.
Yeah, I was off that week. That was the week I was off.
That was 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were like in the middle of that week.
Oh yeah, I was in the middle. Okay, cool. But yeah, how was your trip to California?
California. It wasn't bad. It's so long to get there and I hate it. And like, I don't like driving to like the big airport near me. So I'll like take a smaller regional one and it just makes it longer. But
Small regional.
You just want me to give out my location, don't you?
I didn't think that was like what is your major airport in South Carolina?
All right. So
you don't have to go like crazy, but like
we have like the one that's where I live.
Oh, it's
like the international airport. Like you can go different places, but like it's like for like one way, like no layovers, it has to be like a really big city, and even then it's selective. Unlike the big airport that's like 2 hours down the road, you can go anywhere and get a one way with no problem. Like I did it when I went to Hawaii. I went straight from Hawaii to there on the way back. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn, I didn't think about that. Huh. Okay.
So yeah, that was that. And
how was your how was it though?
That's what I was getting to. Thank you. But it was fun. We did like training and then we went to a baseball game. And I was like the only one there that was rooting for the Braves, but we won, we kicked butt. So proud. But we were in a suite and like I didn't realize that part of California does not get hot like everywhere else. Like I have a friend that lives like 2 hours away from where I was, and he has desert temperatures. Like he's getting like 90, hundreds, whatever. I'm 2 hours away. I am getting like mid 60s, mid 70s, and like coming from where I'm from, you know, we had like 80, 90s here. So that took some just getting like adjusted to. And then anyway, so I got this blanket while I was there. So yeah.
Hold that up again. Who is it? What is it?
San Francisco Giants. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got that while I was there. And that was pretty much it. I came back Wednesday, so it was just like a quick like flight in, and I was back to it. And then did anything else happen? I don't think anything else major happened since then. Just getting ready now for TwitchCon next month. So yeah.
It's awesome. Not much on my side. Just back to work. What else? Yeah, just really work. That's kind of been the bulk of it. One of my at the range, I worked at the range this past Sunday. Oh, wait, did I bring up that story about me going to the range and I wasn't supposed to work?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Yeah,
but you ended up working anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah, because somebody called out? Yeah.
No, motherfucker didn't call out. He just didn't show up.
Oh. No call, no show. Okay.
He just didn't show up. There's no calling out. He just didn't show up.
Never mind.
But one of my one of the people that I work with, he ex-military dude, all that shit. He was sitting down talking. He was like, he was watching the Olympics. He was watching the shooting portion of it, right? So they shoot like, I think it's like 22s. I think it's like 22, right? And he was like, I can do that. And he's actually a really good shot. He's actually a really good shot. He does competitions and all that shit, right? And he's like, he's gonna be selling some of his firearms to make some money for the type of like firearm that he needs to actually practice with.
Yeah.
And these things run about like $1,300 off the top. Like, the people that I work with, the manager there, like I said, he's a young kid. He's like 26, 27. But every time I go there, I bought a new gun. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I know. I'm not surprised.
You're like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. I know you got one. That's what's up. No, he's a cool guy though, but it's just he's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do the Olympics and see if I can get into it. So that means you have to go to a training facility, and the training facility I think is in like fucking Milwaukee or some shit like that. You know, he has what, 4 years the practice. So I think he saw homie from Turkey and was like,
yes.
He was like,
I've seen so many memes about him, and like I have one saved in my phone, but yeah, it's crazy.
He said, nigga, I can do that. And he's gonna give it a try. But I am gonna see what he has though for sale. I want to see what he got. But yeah, other than that, just working, planning out shit, around the house, I'm gonna be buying some shipping containers soon. Just for storage. I want to get 2 of them, turn the other one into a gym, get back into this weightlifting. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, before this podcast, he had a previous podcast talking about like his weightlifting. So,
yeah, that was years ago. That was pre-COVID, going into COVID. That was a long time ago. That was a very, very long time ago. Oh man. But yeah, I did it. But dude, it trying to get like weights, like gym equipment is expensive as fuck. You can go on Facebook Marketplace, you can go on like Rogue, you can go on Titan, you can go on how you say that shit, Eloco, whatever. It's like international, but I'm looking for like, you know, like competitive like bumper plates and in kg, because I don't want to do pounds. I want kg calibrated plates. And in bars, you got to get squat stands. So I'm thinking maybe I should get something that like I can fold up into the wall and all that shit. But then I'm just like, man, what if I put like weight on that shit and that just takes down my whole fucking wall? Then I'm gonna be mad as shit. Like, it's so much shit. It's so much shit when you think about it. And then you go on Facebook Marketplace, and nothing against Facebook Marketplace. You got to make your money any way you can. But a lot of these motherfuckers, you have used equipment, right? It's used. Don't put shit up there at new price. Like, don't put shit up there at new price shit. It's it's like people that like sell like, you know,
so that that reminds me of you saying that. So I'm in a Tesla group, right?
Yeah.
And this guy in this Tesla group has a Model Y. It's like a 22 Model Y, right? And he wants to sell it for $60K.
I might as well just go get a new one.
I might as well get a new one, right? But he's like, well, I got all these aftermarket parts, and everybody's like, don't nobody want those aftermarket parts that you have on there.
What aftermarket parts can you put on a Tesla?
You can put a lot of stuff on a Tesla. Yeah.
Okay.
And so like everybody's like, ain't no way, because ain't no way. He's like, well, I got time. I can wait. So you just want to get some gullible ass sucker to pay $60K for this fucking car.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy. Like, people will actually think like it's used. It has depreciation value, just like everything.
Anything else. Yeah.
Right.
It's an electric car at that. So if you ain't changed, no, it's not petrol. So you can't be on some shit like, oh yeah, constant oil changes, battery has been replaced, new tires, interior's nice, clean, mint, low mileage, and all that shit. You have 4 or 5 big ass batteries. Are you gonna replace them shits? No.
Well, it's like one big battery pack, and then there's a 12-volt battery in the back. And the 12-volt battery is the one that usually goes out, and that's when people online are like, I can't get into my car, and my car is completely dead. It's because that 12-volt battery is dead. So it's not the whole entire car. It's a 12-volt battery that controls like most of the internals, but it's not the main battery. Like that's like $12,000 to replace or more when it goes out. But even with that, you have an 8-year, I think like 100,000 mile warranty on it. So if it does happen within that time frame, they will replace it completely. So yeah.
Gotcha. It's the same with like people that like sell like firearms. Like, yeah. I swear to everything that I love, if you put almost 2,000 or 3,000 rounds into a damn firearm and then you repost that shit, you ain't clean that motherfucker. You ain't change out no barrel. You ain't changed no trigger. You ain't do nothing. And you just like, oh, I'm tired of this shit. Let me just put this shit up for sale. And you put that shit up for sale damn near at MSRP price. Because let's say you got a staccato and you put that shit up at like, you paid, I don't know, maybe like $2 or $3 grand for it. You put all these rounds into this shit. Let's say you put this shit in you do it use it in competition, all this shit. You have your friends try it out. Hey, try this, man. This shit is fucking dope. Bop, 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 bop. Targets, bop, 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 bop. You drop it and all this shit. And then you put that bitch up for like 2,500. Or like $2,000. Get the fuck out of here, man. Are you serious? You gotta throw in some extra mags or something in a box of ammo, a couple boxes of ammo. What the fuck you talking about? Crazy. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. I see that often. I see that shit often. Anywho, motherfuckers don't know how to, like, in their head, they're trying to get the best bang for their, like, they're trying to get some of their money back, but you still have a used product. So price it as such. That's all. Come on now. Anywho, that's what I've been doing. And that's what I've been doing since the last time we talked. Damn. Hold on. You know what's crazy? I actually had one of my high moments, and I actually wrote something down. Okay. High moments. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So so the first thing that I wrote down was, so I've been a wrestling fan kind of forever. Like, it's just something that I've just always kept.
I was too when I was younger. So yeah.
So I used to, like, on everything I love, I used to hate Stone Cold.
I did too for a little bit, and they kind of grew on me, and like now I like cool.
Back in the day when Netflix was like still selling fucking DVDs and shit, a lot of the WWE like documentaries were on Netflix at the time.
Yeah.
So AWA, ECW, all that shit, like how it started and what it became. Stone Cold had his own documentary, and it showed like from his beginnings to where he was now. And seeing where he started, I mean, this motherfucker had hair when he started.
Yeah.
Like blonde hair.
Yeah.
And seeing where he became, it was great. And I had mad respect. Every documentary that I had, like that I watched, the Ric Flair and all that shit, mad respect for them, right? I love Stone Cold now. Like Stone Cold is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
I go back and rewatch YouTube videos within the Attitude Era of him. Like, I swear, if I drink beer, I would just take 2 cans, always open them bitches up, smash them bitches, and just throw them in the air because that shit was so sick. This is when I was high, y'all. I was high as shit. So I was sitting here at this desk, and I was just, flinging through videos, and I was like, damn, yo, that shit is so cool. Yeah. So, that was one of the high moments. And then the other high moment was I was getting into this song by this Indian rapper called Big Dogs.
Wait, what song was it?
It's called Big Dogs.
Oh, hold on.
That's the name of it. But I don't want to mispronounce his name. It's HANU.
Oh yeah, I got that song on I got it on my like song. That's why I was like, what's the name of it?
Yeah.
I have it on
that shit goes hard as shit. He's part of is he part of Def Jam India? And
the song does go hard though.
I did research on him. He grew up in Texas. Yeah, right. And then he moved back to India, right? And like, I saw a video recently where he did this shit with like, he did like I think it was like a Instagram live or some shit. And in his song, he mentions like, rolling down the street, listening to Project Peta. And he actually got on a call with Project Pat. And Project Pat was like, hey man, we got to do a remix on this. And I want to get on that shit. And I want to get my brother, Juicy J, on that shit too.
Oh.
I'm telling you, that shit is going to bang. So that was high moments, right? That was just a high moment. Okay. Anyway, on today's episode, on today's episode of Masterpiece Theater, we will be talking about, and this was like, when I come up with topics, you guys, honestly, it's kind of like, sometimes it's on a whim, and then I kind of just text Lexi, and I'm just like, hey, what about this? And it's just like, okay, yeah, that's a good one. But this episode is about, when is it time to leave the job that you have? When does it become like, oh shit, it's time to go? It can be a tech. We're going to specify tech because that's what we work in, but it could be any fucking thing, any job, not career, but any industry. When is it time to like get up and just say, all right, I think I need to change. I think I need to, do something different because this shit ain't it. I know Lexi and I both have our stories, but I think for me, I think, okay, this is just going to be like real shit that has happened. So
what else was it going to be? Made up stories? We don't tell no lies on here.
So I worked for Charles Schwab, CrowdStrike, a German company called Celonis, and the company that I work for now. And when I started at Charles Schwab, it was basically fintech, so finance tech, right? And it was honestly, they say, oh, it's not a call center, but it was a call center. We had an application called Portfolio Center, which allowed advisors and brokers to bring in data, reconcile it, and then make reports from that data that comes in, trades and stuff like that. And I was there for 3 years. I came in with four people, 3 women, and I was the only guy, right? and all three of them left. I was the only one within that.
Yeah, that's left.
That class. Because I was like, I'm not leaving this fucking job. My nigga, this could take me somewhere. But I mean, it kind of did, because I got the experience that I needed, made it up to a Tech 2 there, and all that shit. But going through all that, doing the same shit every day, I was waking up, driving to a parking ride, taking a Triangle Transit bus into downtown Raleigh, and then walking to the building, be there, get off work, and then walk to the bus stop, get on the bus, and come back home.
That's too much.
I was doing that shit every fucking day. And I would hear people like, we were in cubicles, people talking about their fucking kids, people selling shit that their kids are selling. When I was growing up, it was these shits called Joe Corby's Pizzas. It was these little square fucking, it was circular pizzas, but it was Joe Corby's Pizzas. They were fucking shit. Cookie dough and fucking popcorn and, come buy this. We're fundraising for this, and scholastic shit. And, my daughter had a dance recital. It was cool. And all this. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. So it just became really fucking annoying. And I guess that's one reason that you might want to leave. But then the other big thing for me was I was really kind of just deep into it in a regular cycle, comfortable, just going to work, doing what I had to do, blah, 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 leaving. I remember waking up. I had to be dreaming. Waking up in the middle of the night. I mean, up and just saying, "Thank you for calling technical support. My name is Christopher." I woke up saying that
so many times.
I woke up saying that. And as soon as I went and used the bathroom and laid back, washed my hands, laid back down, I said, it's time to go. It's time to fucking go. Because this is me not leaving work at work. I'm bringing this shit home and it's in my sleep. Yeah. That shit is shit. That's shit. I don't want that. And then my manager, who's probably one of the best managers I had, Jason was probably one of the best managers that I had. He more of like a religion philosophy type guy. So the way that he approached being a manager wasn't like, you're doing this wrong, doing this wrong, doing this wrong. But he understood that people are people and kind of went that way with it. And that was great. But my performance started to go down. And when you hear they record these calls and he just noticed, he can listen to it, and they give like ratings and stuff after the call, all that bullshit. And he noticed, he was like, I remember we were in a meeting and he was like, "You don't want to be here anymore, do you?" And I was like, not really, man.
No, not really.
Not really. And when he said that, I told him, being honest, I was like, dude, I'm applying to other jobs, man. And he was like, I might have to be doing interviews while I'm in the office. And he was like, that's fine. Block out an office space and you just block that time off and just go do what you got to do. Right? And it was kind of like, okay, he understands it. He sees the work, that the effort was going down. And he was just like, you've been in this for a minute, man. Almost 3 years. I know it's like, you got to go on and do other shit. So he definitely understood that. But me waking up and saying that shit like out loud, and it wasn't a dream. It was like, I actually said this shit out my mouth. That's when it was time. It was really time to go then. Plus, a lot of the like managers really started to get on my fucking nerves at that job. Really bad. like it started to get really fucking annoying. And then lo and behold, after I left, maybe like a year or so later, that application got sold to another company called Tamarack, who was right across the street. So everybody that I worked with, except for the manager, my manager above my manager, Jason, she ended up staying. Everybody else moved over to the other building across the street. And everybody else that was left, the manager above, got cut. Damn. They cut him. So I was like, all right, everybody that I worked with still had a job. I was happy about that because fuck everybody else. So that's just one of the jobs when I knew I was ready to go. I got 2 to go, but when
so mine's gonna be like similar to his. So like my first big girl job or whatever was at Verizon. I worked there literally almost 8 years before I quit. Literally, it was like 7 years and 11 months. That's how long. And so
months.
Yes. Is it like the job? Okay. You guys know how people are when they don't get their way, and it's like taking that abuse for so long or whatever. And just like same thing, like for about 4, 5, no, it was about like 3-4 years, I had to travel and commute 45 minutes one way to get to work. And like, yeah, that got old, so I moved or whatever. But like, I knew it was bad for me when like you can't take that job stress away. Like similar to him, I would be asleep and I would just say, "Thank you for calling Verizon Wireless. This is Alexa speaking. How may I help you?" In my fucking sleep. Or the closer I get to my job, my stomach like sinks. Like you feel it. Like you just do not want to be there. You mentally are not there. It's bad when like a lot of your coworkers are on anti-anxiety meds because of where they work, or like everybody there has some type of vice. Either it's, anxiety meds, smoking, you in a call center, so everybody's doing to do with each other. Like it's just everywhere. And is that and when you see like paramedic, like a month before I quit, the paramedics have been to my job 3 times in 1 month, back to back to back. And I'm just like, what? And it really called her home to me when like a girl that was on my team, they had to come take her out by a structure because she was so stressed out from working there. Like you see shit like that and you're just like, all right, now, like you gotta go. But like I said, like they put it at your head, like we're gonna go, we give you all these opportunities, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. But then like you gotta start thinking about your mental well-being. And that's more important than anything. Like,
Oh yeah. So when you're going through that process of thinking about, okay, I think it's time for me to make a change, time for me to move. And I'm not talking about staying within the same company and going to a new position. I mean, leaving the company as a whole and trying to find something better that's more comfortable. And I don't know, it gives you you can breathe.
Yep.
When I left Charles Schwab, man, it was actually not Charles Schwab was cool, but when I left the German company, that was a breath of fresh air because I had savings and I was living off the savings, and it was just like, oh my gosh. You wake up every morning, I'm applying to jobs, all that shit. And the reason why I left that job, because it just wasn't exciting to me. It just wasn't there. I talked to my father, I talked to my mother, and I talked to my stepmoms. I even talked to my sister about me like leaving that, the German job. And when I put in my 2 weeks, I felt really good about it.
Yeah.
I felt really good about it because it was just like all of this shit that was like here was just like gone. It was gone. Like it honestly, it felt like I stepped outside and it was like sunny outside. And it honestly, I thought I heard Bill Withers in the background singing his ass off, right? But I will say, if you do think about leaving, think about if you can, when you do leave, when will you get your last check? Will you be able to pay your rent, your bills, and all that shit if you were to leave? Do you have something to back up with? It's always good to find a new job when you already have a job. Because everything can overlap if you plan it out well. Yeah. Basically, if you really plan it out really fucking well, I've done this. You leave your job and you start a new job. Basically, by the time you leave your job and you get your last check, you can plan it out to the point where you actually get your first check from your new job. That shit is mint. That shit is so good when it works out like that. When it works out like that, it's amazing. It's great. But within this tech realm, and nowadays, kind of after COVID and stuff, you run into involuntary
separation,
terminations. Yep. And you run into, especially if you're working from home, you can't leave it at home because you're already in home. This is your work environment. So it's different. And nowadays, when, let's say you do want to leave that job and you're on the hunt applying to stuff every day, honestly, I know there's tons of job searches and out there, but honestly, you and I both know that LinkedIn it seems to be that one and only place where you can possibly find something, unless you know people in different places.
Yeah.
But you go to LinkedIn and that's where you can apply to jobs. I know it can be discouraging as fuck to see, oh yeah, I'll apply for this job, but then you see how many other people apply for this job.
Shit.
And it's in the fucking thousands. You know what I mean? And it's one position. That's the other shit. It's one fucking position. And you just have to kind of think about what, if you were to leave, like, just make sure you have everything planned out. You know what I mean? If it's really that stressful, go. If you know you're not going to be, if you hit a certain wall, and let's say you applied to different positions within the company and nothing works out, they always tell you, oh, you should really ask why you didn't get hired. Motherfucker, I don't want to know that shit.
I don't really care.
I don't. Nigga, you didn't pick me. I don't care. I really don't care. I've done that. When I was first, like at Schwab, I applied to different positions within the company.
Yeah.
And I've done that. Ask, oh, why didn't you
why didn't you pick me? Or like, what feedback, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I really don't give a fuck. I don't want the feedback. The feedback doesn't, you didn't select me. So you giving me this fucking feedback doesn't mean shit. Oh, but you can use this in other situations. Motherfucker, I'm going to be gone. Yes, there are going to be other situations, but in other situations, I'm going to be outside coming into the company. There's this thing of when you're already within the company, you kind of have have your foot in the door. And then if you do well within the position that you're already in within the company, then your manager can big you up, make you look better, and for this other position that's within this company, especially if it's in a totally different department and stuff like that. Right? So when you want to lead, another thing is also, I'm not really believing in 2 weeks notices either. I don't. If a job can literally let you go on a fucking dime, you wake up. Let me tell you what the worst shit is. Let's say you have a whole family, right? You wake the fuck up. Hey, baby, I'm going to work. You come into your office. Let's say you work home. Yeah. You know what I mean? You walk into your office. Everything is cool. You know, whatever, all that shit. Everything's gravy and all that shit. And then you see that you have a meeting with your manager in HR. Oh, shit. What the fuck going on here? I'm getting a promotion? No, nigga. We letting you go. Send back your laptop. We're going to send out a box to you. Make sure you pack that shit up because we got to get rid of you. It happens all the time now.
It does.
And then people want to sit here and talk about like, why are these millennials so like, just upset and not, just within this world we live in, you just work your job, motherfucker, because they can let people go. You can't, what's the big word? There are no unions. There aren't. My mom literally just retired and my dad did too. And it's like, unions? Oh, let a company know that you're about to unionize.
That's the quickest way to get off the phone. No, like at Verizon, all you had to do was like mention the word union. Hey, heard you talking about some unions. Want to come offline? We gotta watch a little video.
Fuck you say, nigga? Union. A union. Oh, okay. How many of y'all want to do this union thing? Let me see your hands. Raise your hands up for me. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's have a little chat real quick. Motherfuckers go into the office, come out with boxes with all they shit in it. You have to, I think in this work, especially within tech, and tech, it's not about you giving what the company wants, because they're going to get what they want anyway. They're going to make their fucking money, right? Yeah. But it's really about you get what you can get and you bleed that shit dry. And then you move the fuck on to bigger and better things. I always will recommend to people 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3. More than 5, you're not going up.
Nope.
You're staying stagnant. 2 to 3 years. Get all the knowledge that you can get. Take that shit, grasp that shit, learn from it, get free shit that you can. If they're willing to pay for certificates, they're willing to pay for certs, all that shit, get it. Oh yeah, just bring it up. You can always ask shit. Hey, would you guys be interested, or can I go into like Salesforce training if I wanted to? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Just let us know, find what you want to find, and we can get that approved. Do that shit. Go take the fucking test, do all of that shit. And then as soon as you get that motherfucker, get the fuck out. Use them as they use you, because they can let you go in a like that.
Yep.
You wake up, have a good ass breakfast, and you gone. Then you got to sit there and scramble and think, what the fuck am I going to do? Because crying ain't gonna do shit for you. You got to make moves. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? That's why I'm always a person that's like, always be applying. Always be applying. Always, because you never know what the fuck. You can get that phone call, and it could be somebody saying, hey, saw your resume, want to get you through this interview process, like it, we want to get you moving. When can we get you going? You never fucking know when it can actually happen like that. And you kind of, if you don't want the stress, if you don't want the headaches, the anxiety, like I don't think she'll care if I say this. My mother was off for almost like 3 weeks one year. This was like, I want to say 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And she came, this is when I was calling her every day. Her brother and sister passed away, so I'm calling her to make sure that everything is cool, make sure she's good every day, all that shit. And she went back to work after these 3 weeks, and she said, I literally was in the stairwell going downstairs, and I just had like this panic attack. And as soon as my mother said that, I said, Ma, it's time to go. It's time. I was like, Ma, it is time to retire. It is time to leave this shit. When that shit happens, and it's never happened before, 47 years, and it's never happened before, it's time to go. Me personally, I really think the panic attack happened because since you were off for so long and it wasn't like you didn't think about work,
mm-hmm.
It didn't even cross your fucking mind because you were away just doing your own shit, enjoying the days off. You come back into this fucking hellscape, and it's just like it. Honestly, it's like, this is gonna sound really crazy. This is some real anime shit right here. It's like Shanks using his haki, and it's so much pressure on you that you just can't move shit. That's how strong it is. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's Luffy using his observation haki and making everybody just stay still. That's that feeling. When you see it on the show, mm-hmm. You're like, oh my God, I do not want to feel that. I don't ever want to feel that because you can't do shit and you're just stuck. That's a bad feeling. I was like, Mom, it is time to fucking retire. It's time to go. 2-3 years later, she's gone.
Now she finally did it.
I was like, oh my gosh, man. If you do want to leave, but just make sure you have your stuff in order.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to give a 2 weeks notice, you can, because out of common courtesy. But honestly, I've seen motherfuckers that just don't come in and say, hey, I ain't coming back. Or motherfuckers that take a break and don't even come back at all. Don't even come back at all. Them niggas said, fuck this. I ain't going back. I've seen that. Fuck you and this job and this company. Do you know how many people I know that work for like Spectrum because it's big here in North Carolina? And you can probably ask anybody that has worked for Spectrum, but Spectrum is when they let go of people quick. Their turnarounds are insane. Unless you're in a really high position, which most companies are like that, you're doing customer support, you're on that phone, you're working from like 8 to like 5 a.m. doing that overnight shit.
Mm-mm.
You get home, you sleep, and you just got to go back in and do all that shit. Some people like that shit. But they rotate motherfuckers in and out. And most of the time, most of those Spectrum places are usually some of the most dangerous motherfucking places to be. Because people be coming in there mad as shit. Why my bill this goddamn high? I don't know, bitch. Talk to that nigga. I'm out the door. Who the fuck is Denise? I don't know what the fuck that is, nigga. I'm leaving. I'm going home. I've heard stories of people that work at Spectrum and then people coming up there with like shooting shit up. Like, that's real shit.
Yeah, that's real shit.
It's time to go. It's time to go, man. It really is. It's really time to go. I think a lot of people get comfortable. Yeah. I think some people do get scared if they were to leave. I don't know what to do. I know some motherfuckers that got like master's degrees, and I know that they could be making so much fucking money. So much money. Some people actually love what they do, which is amazing. That's great. Yeah. I wish on everything that I love that I can wake up every morning and be like, damn, I love my job. I don't think I can say that. It's almost been 10 years working in tech. Almost 10 years working in corporate America. On Instagram, we see all these people. Oh, yeah, you got to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur this, entrepreneur that, entrepreneur this. Read this book, read that book, read that book, read that book. You know what you should do? You should go into fucking, the whole currency exchange shit and all that crap. Go into that shit, make all this fucking money, nigga. You broke. You broke. You know what I mean? Like, you see all this shit all the time. You broke ass nigga. Go get your fucking money up. You know what I mean? You got women out here. Men say this, women say this. Nigga, you broke. You know what I mean? Like, you see this shit. That shit could be discouraging as fuck. It could be some scary shit out there. Everybody want to be a fucking entrepreneur. Everybody want to do this, which is great. It's good to have that passive income. When I mean passive income, people are like, oh, well, you shouldn't be working you shouldn't be really putting too much work when you're doing passive income. What if it's something that I actually enjoy doing? And I don't see it as work, but I'm able to make money from it. That's passive income to me.
Yeah, because you're not putting that much effort into it necessarily to the point where it like causes you stress. So
right. Exactly. Exactly. That's the big deal. That's the big deal. You know what I mean? Like it's me talking about the whole broke shit just reminds me of like when I'm scrolling through Instagram and Facebook, that fucking balloon shit.
Mm-hmm.
That balloon shit is crazy. Whoever came up with that is a fucking genius. But that balloon, could you picture? This would cause a ruckus. Could you picture if they did that balloon shit with people that were in like this whole like anime realm?
Don't give people ideas. Do not give people ideas.
Could you picture that? Can you picture the questions that would come up? They'd be like, all right, here's our first contestant. Let's say it's like women, right? And they get the pop the balloon. It's a guy coming in. And you know that they're all like, otakus and into the anime shit. They are like different just ranges of them, right? And they're just like, so do you guys have any questions or anything? Yeah, so my question is, do you think Goku was a deadbeat father? Like shit like that, you know what I mean? Or
okay, hold on, wait, time out. See, your version and my version were completely different. Mine went all the way left. Like my pop balloon was like actual anime characters. So like, let's say like the guy would be like Goju. And then like the women would be like various like anime characters. And like, for instance, let's say it's like Faye. She pops her balloon and she's like, yeah, no, he's too scrawny for me or something, whatever. Like, boom. That's where my mind went with the Pop the Balloon anime characters.
So, like, if somebody were to pick, like, if you were to compare, like, are you saying, like, somebody would ask the question, like, okay, if you had to choose Goju or Deku?
No, like, actual, like, the anime character would be the guy. So each week would be like, yeah.
Oh, if Goju fucking walked out, ain't nobody popping that fucking balloon.
You never know.
Look, there are certain characters that won't get balloon pops. All right, Goju. Oh shit. I think Naruto wouldn't get any balloon pops, but also I think if you hate Naruto, then you like Sasuke. Okay, so who won't get balloon pops? Goju, Kakashi. Kakashi ain't getting no fucking balloon pop. Kakashi ain't never getting no balloon pop. Come on. I mean, that man ain't getting no balloon pop. Eyes. It's all the eyes.
Yeah, it's eyes.
Shit. So now you got me thinking. Who else wouldn't get the Oh. Do you think oh my goodness. Boarhead.
Inosuke?
Huh?
Talk about Inosuke?
Yeah. Do you think Inosuke would get the balloon pop?
Yeah,
I think some women.
I would pop the balloon on him. I don't like it.
I think some women like the beast shit. I think some women like the boarhead, yo. I think they like he got that he
Proceeding on. I don't know why I even said anything. I should just let it roll.
No, that's a good one though. That's crazy. If that shit happened in real life and you get people to come out as the cosplay characters and all that shit would be wild. Oh my gosh. Yo. Oh, man.
If that ever happens, like if somebody takes that idea, just tag us. I need to see it.
Yeah, tag us, motherfucker. Real shit. Oh, man, that'd be crazy if we can do that on Discord, wouldn't it? That'd be crazy if we could do that on Discord. God damn. Anyway. All right, back to serious shit. If you want to leave your job, just take it, just really think about it before you do it. If you know you're stressed, if you know that you're like, your manager's getting on your fucking nerves. I've had that shit before too. Ooh, motherfuckers that take the job. Yes, you're supposed to take your job serious, but motherfuckers that take that shit to a whole nother level. All the other managers are cool, except for this nigga. Fucking John. To the point where you hear the word John, you're just like can't stand that motherfucker. God damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. But when in the tech realm, you always be on your toes. Get as much as you can out of these jobs and move the fuck on. A lot of people might not agree with that shit. I don't know. Hey, that's a nice shirt.
That's mad random. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a nice shirt. Damn, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know what to add. Anything else you want to add? Anything you want
to? Just like he said, be ready. My thing is just like start like you thinking about getting another job, start learning like skills. To kind of beef up your resume. For instance, like I didn't want to be at this certain job anymore. And so like I started learning SQL. And so luckily it came in handy because the next job I got on the interview thing, it was SQL questions. And I was like, have I not learned that? Like, I would have been SOL. So just, tweaking your resume, getting getting ready, getting your references, everything in order. And like, I'm not big on the 2 weeks either. Yeah, because when it's time to go, it's time to go. And in some cases, like, we see it. Like, you put in your 2 week notice. As soon as you do that, like, bam, you out. Like, what? So,
I have one more question for you. Do you remember, like, from the jobs that you had, have you ever had, like, a good manager? Like, a manager that you were just like, yeah, that person was a good manager and actually understood people, like, as a whole?
Yeah, I would say I have. Like, I've had some really good managers, like, help me with career growth, and giving me opportunities and like listen to me and like you said, when his manager knew that he didn't want to be there just by the tone of his voice, like a good manager will notice that right away. And I've had some ain't shit managers that just, they should not have been a manager in the position. They abuse that power so much, but whatever. And when your job makes it aware that you are just a number to them, it's time to go. Like, I've told the story like maybe once or twice before. But like, when COVID was around and everybody was getting sick, we went back home remote. I almost died twice in that year, for various things. And so like, it happened in March and it happened in July. And the time it happened in July, I was in the hospital for like 10 days. And I remember the day after I got out, I was telling my job that I just got out of the hospital. Oh, they were asking me for like papers, like a signature from my doctor that I got transitioned to my doctor's care. And I was like, okay, well, I just got out of the hospital the day before. Like, I will call and I would get one. They're like, they called me like 2-3 times. No, they didn't call me, excuse me. They texted me like 2-3 times asking for it. And I finally got it. But I'm just like, what the hell? And so I guess it was because the next day they were doing layoffs. They let go like 80 something people. And one of my friends that I worked there with, she was one of those people. And so I was just like, yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just if you know it's time to go, you know it's time to go. Talk to people that you are close to. I mean, like, people that, like, before you do it, talk to like parents or your siblings and stuff, motherfuckers that you know you can sit down and have this type of conversation with, and just hear the feedback. The decision that you make is your decision, not anybody else's. But just make sure you have all your P's and Q's together before you actually do it, and then say, "See you."
Ouch.
But thank you guys for listening to another episode, and follow us on all social platforms.
Yeah, there you go. All social platforms, guys. Join the Discord. We need to do something with that. I'm just saying. Yeah. Thank you. But other than that, you guys, we love you guys. Thank you guys for supporting us. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye. I gotta back out.